Israeli tanks re-entered parts of the northern Gaza Strip on Tuesday, April 16th, resuming a presence they had vacated weeks ago. Concurrently, warplanes launched airstrikes on Rafah in the southern part of the territory, reportedly causing casualties among residents, killing and wounding several people. Medics and residents said residents in Beit Hanun and Jabalia in northern Gaza reported an internet outage as tanks advanced into Beit Hanun, encircling schools where displaced families sought refuge, according to accounts from residents and media outlets associated with Hamas. Beit Hanun, home to 60,000 people, once celebrated for its orchards but devastated by heavy bombardment during Israel's previous ground offensive in October, witnessed renewed turmoil as families who had recently returned after Israeli forces withdrew evacuated once again due to the latest incursion. Palestinian health officials said an Israeli strike had killed 4 people and wounded several others in Rafah. Half of Gaza's 2.3 million people are sheltering and bracing for a planned Israeli ground offensive into the city, which borders Egypt. Not only this, in the central Gaza Strip's al-Maghazi refugee camp, 11 Palestinians, including children, were reportedly killed by an Israeli bombardment, according to Hamas media. The United States backed negotiations to reach a ceasefire agreement in Gaza, spearheaded by Qatar and Egypt, have not produced any progress after 6 months of conflict as Israel and Hamas continue to cling to their incompatible demands. Also, the 4 multi-story apartment buildings in the center Gaza Strip's al-Nusayrat refugee camp were bombed and destroyed by Israeli planes on Tuesday, according to locals. Despite claims from Israel and others that obstacles have loosened, the UN Human Rights Office warned on 16 April that Israel is still placing illegal limitations on humanitarian aid for Gaza. There's disagreement about how much help is currently reaching Gaza, while Washington and Israel claim that aid shipments have increased recently. Agencies assert that the amount is still well below the very minimum. According to the UN, Israel is facing pressure from other countries to permit additional aid to enter Gaza, particularly in the northern regions where starvation is predicted by May. The Israeli military reported late that it had made it easier for 126 trucks to enter northern Gaza. The Israeli military reported ongoing operations in the central Gaza Strip, targeting militants and infrastructure associated with Hamas. Airstrikes in the al-Nusayrat refugee camp added to the humanitarian crisis in the region. Amidst international pressure, Israel is criticized for imposing restrictions on humanitarian aid to Gaza, with disputes over the actual volume of aid reaching the territory. The United Nations warns of a looming famine, particularly in northern Gaza, by May if aid access is not improved. Additionally, it announced that it was collaborating with the World Food Program to help open 2 new bakeries in northern Gaza, following the opening of the first on Monday with assistance from the OFP. Since October 7, Israeli fire has killed over 33,000 Palestinians, including 46 in the last 24 hours, according to the Palestinian Health Ministry, following an attack on October 7 by militants of the Hamas organization, which has been in control of the region. Israel began its offensive in Gaza, killing 1,200 people and capturing 253 captives, according to Israeli figures.